welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling something most of us do pretty often, maybe without even thinking too hard about it, using an ATM.
That's right. And we're working from a transcript from real English talk. Now, it was originally designed, I think, for English language learner.
Yeah, exactly. But what's interesting is how it breaks down the whole process. It actually provides a really solid foundation for anyone wanting to understand ATM use better.
It really does. So our goal today is to sort of unpack that, pull out the really practical insights, maybe even some things you hadn't considered before.
Right, make you feel confident next time you're punching in those numbers.
Exactly. Because the source material, it's quite systematic. It looks at the vocabulary, the actual steps, and crucially, the safety aspects.
Okay, let's dive in then. The transcript kicks off with some key vocabulary. First up, PIN.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes, the personal identification number. We all use it, but do we think about what it actually is?
Probably not enough. It's basically your secret handshake with the machine, right? It's what proves it's really you accessing your money.
Precisely. It's your first line of defense. That's why keeping it secret and making it, well, not obvious, is so vital. Don't use your birthday.
Good point. Okay, next term, withdraw. Seems simple enough.
It is taking money out of your account, getting cash.
But think about when you do it. It's usually because maybe a place only takes cash or you just need physical currency for something specific.
Yeah, it highlights that even in our super digital world, cash still has its place. The act of withdrawal is getting that tangible money.
Then there's balance. Checking how much money is actually in there.
Always a good idea to check your balance. I mean, it's just a quick tap on the screen usually.
Yeah, avoids that awkward moment of a declined transaction or worse, unexpected fees. It's just, knowing where you stand before you act.
It gives you that instant snapshot. Very useful.
And the opposite of withdrawing is naturally deposit, putting money in.
Right. Cash or checks, usually. ATMs make that possible even when the bank itself is closed. Super convenient.
It is convenient, although maybe less common now with mobile deposit apps.
True, mobile check deposit is huge. But for cash, or if you just prefer the machine, ATMs are still the go-to for many people.
Okay, and the last bit of core vocab here is receipt, that little slip of paper.
Ah, the receipt. Easy to just toss, isn't it?
So easy.
Right.
But the transcript stresses it's your proof, your record of what just happened, date, time, amount.
Exactly. If there's ever a mistake or you're just tracking your spending, that receipt is, well, it's your evidence. Hold on to it, at least for a bit.
Okay, so those are the basic terms. The source then uses them in a short sample dialogue. Person one goes up to the ATM.
Needs cash, puts the card in, enters the PIN. Standard stuff.
Standard start, yeah. It just shows that initial security step,
Yeah.
card, then PIN. That's the gateway.
Authentication.
But then, person one specifically checks their balance first before withdrawing.
Which loops back perfectly to what we just discussed. That proactive step, checking the balance before the withdraw action. Smart move.
Totally. Then they take out $50 and crucially ask, can I get a receipt?
And in the dialogue, the other person says it prints automatically, which is common.
Yeah, it just shows a typical flow. Check balance, withdraw cash, get receipt. Simple transaction illustrated.
Very concise. And it highlights the use of that vocabulary in a real, albeit simulated, context.
So from that conversation, the transcript pulls out a few key phrases, like, I need to withdraw some money from my account.
Very direct. Clear statement of what you want the machine to do. Universally understood at an ATM.
Or asking, can I get a receipt? Even if it's automatic, it's the polite way to confirm you want that record.
Right. It confirms your need for that verification. Simple, but important for tracking.
And it also mentions you can check your balance before withdrawing any money, just reinforcing that option.
Exactly. It empowers the user, reminds them they have control, and can make informed choices right there.
Then the source lists those phrases you actually see on the screen or hear from the machine. Please insert your card.
Enter your PIN to continue. Standard prompts.
Select your transaction type. Withdraw, deposit, balance check.
Would you like a receipt? Often a yes/no question.
And finally, please take your card and cash. Don't forget your stuff.
Huh. Yes, very important final step. But familiarity with these phrases just makes the whole process smoother, more intuitive. You know what to expect.
Definitely. The transcript also broadens the vocabulary a bit. Account, where your money lives.
Simple definition, but fundamental. Your bank account is what the ATM connects to.
Transaction. That's any action, right?
Right.
Withdrawal, deposit, transfer.
Yeah, any activity involving your money via the machine.
Card, the plastic thing itself. Your key.
Your physical access tool for the ATM.
Cash, the actual paper money.
Physical currency, what you often go to the ATM for.
And importantly, fees. Those potential charges.
Ah, yes, fees. Especially using an ATM that's not part of your own bank's network, they can sometimes charge you for the convenience.
Something to be mindful of, for sure. It can add up if you're not careful.
Definitely. Understanding that term helps you make potentially more cost-effective choices about where you get your cash.
Okay, shifting gears slightly, but super important. Safety. The transcript gives some really crucial advice here. First, location, location, location.
Yes, choose ATMs in well-lit public areas. Avoid isolated or poorly lit spots.
Seems like common sense, but it's a basic safety measure. Makes you less of a target.
It's about visibility and awareness, yours and potential witnesses.
And this next one I think is huge. Cover your hand when you type in your PIN. Every single time.
Absolutely critical. Shield that keypad. It protects against shoulder surfing, someone literally looking over your shoulder.
And also those tiny hidden cameras sometimes criminals try to install.
Exactly. It's such a simple habit, but it blocks the view for both eyes and cameras. Major security boost.
The source also says to give the APM itself a quick look over before you use it. Check for anything weird.
Yeah, look at the card slot, the keypad. Does anything look loose, bulky, damaged, or just out of place?
Like maybe a skimming device has been attached.
Precisely. Skimmers are designed to steal your card data. If anything looks suspicious, just walk away. Use a different machine. Better safe than sorry.
Definitely. And the last safety tip brings us back to the receipt. Keep it.
Keep it. Again, it's your proof of the transaction, useful for checking your statement later and spotting any unauthorized activity quickly.
So really, when you break it all down like this transcript does, using an ATM is fairly straightforward.
It is, but knowing the terms, understanding the sequence, and especially internalizing those safety habits, that makes a real difference.
And moves it from just a routine task to something you do with more awareness and security. You feel more in control.
Well put. It demystifies it a bit, even for experienced users, understanding the why behind the steps.
So the key takeaways really are: know the basic language, PN, withdraw, deposit, balance, receipt. Understand the common phrases and prompts.
And prioritize safety. Choose your location wisely. Always shield your PN. Check the machine for tampering, and keep your receipts.
It transforms a simple task into a secure and confident interaction.
Exactly.
Okay, so here's something to maybe think about as we wrap up. We've just spent time dissecting, the seemingly simple act of using an ATM.
Mm-hmm. Something we do all the time.
Right. In a world that's just full of technology managing our daily lives, how often do we actually pause to understand the nuts and bolts of these systems we rely on?
That's a great point. We often just use them without much thought.
So the question is, what other everyday technologies, things that seem simple on the surface, might actually have hidden complexities or safety nuances that maybe deserve a closer look from us so we can navigate them more effectively and more safely?
Interesting thought. What else are we taking for granted? Makes you wonder.